Okay, so picking it up on page 552, it says to have the assign layers drawing open I10-06. That's fine. Then it says step 2, make the A elevation deck layer the current one. That's easy enough. A elevation deck, that one right there. Okay, so step 3 is to draw a horizontal line from the elevation's bottom right corner directly to the right. So I'll just issue the line command. Go from here, ortho is on, and I'll just hold it way out here, and we'll trim it way back later. And then step 4 is to start the X-line command, and as we know, I'm not an X-line command fan, so I probably won't do that. Basically, I'll be drawing some vertical lines, and they'll start to make up the corner post. So we're really looking at figure 10.18, and we're really looking at 7 lines. Step 5 on page 552 says that lines from the corner posts, and it should be both sides of the corner post. So I'm just going to draw a line, and of course I've got my object snap on so that it catches the corner. I actually want to run both of these. Just come down here, and now I'm doing a lot of zooming and panning. I'll grab that corner, so both corners of the posts, and then all 3 of these stairs, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines there. Got to make sure I get that end point or that intersection right there. Make sure that's good and accurate. Probably zoom in and take a better look. Want to get that one. And then the last one is going to be, so I've got both of these down here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th one is going to be right here on the end. And just run those down. I think I'll just draw a line there, trim them all back to there, so they all look kind of halfway neat. Anyway, there's my 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like figure 10.18. Now before we go on and do step 8 and 9 on page 554, really need to tell you how much I hate the way this thing is written. If you look at step 9, the last offset is 4 feet 3 and 5/8, and if you type it in the way they have it written there, you'll end up with all kinds of bad news. So let's take a look at this. Offset, enter. So just do O, enter for an offset. It wants a distance. Now I don't type it in the way it's written in the book. It's written in the book 4 apostrophe dash 3 space 5 slant 8 inches. That is just going to cause all kinds of heartache, discontent. You need to type in 4 apostrophe, then a 3, then the dash 5 slant 8. See how that's written? 4 apostrophe 3 dash. So the dash goes between the inches and the fractions of an inch, not how they have it sloppily written in the book on page on page 554, step 9. So if I do this, see, I've got that 5 or 4 apostrophe or the footmark, 3, and then the dash 5 slant 8, enter, and I'll go ahead and offset this, and then we can measure this. If you measure from there, see, that is exactly the case, but even there it displays it differently from what you type it in. You put the dash on the right side of the inches, in between the inches and the fractions of an inch, and not anywhere else. Okay, so having said that, got that out of the way. We have a whole bunch of offsets, so we do an O, enter, and then 6 is our first one, so we go bam and bam, so that's a 6-inch offset, and then we O, enter, or just enter to get back in, and then we do a 7-5 slant 8, bam and bam. We could probably measure that real quick to make sure we're typing it in correctly. That is 7 5/8. Okay, next offset. It looks like 11 5/8, so 11-5 slant 8 from the baseline up. Offset again. This is 1 foot 1 5/8, so 1 foot 1 dash 5 slant 8, not the way it's written in the book, but with the dash in between the inch and the fractions of an inch, and boom, boom. Offset again, 4 feet 1 5/8. And then offset our final time, 4 feet 3-5 slant 8, and we should be able to measure that and have confidence that that's 4 feet 3 5/8, and it is. Cool. So we are done with step 7, 8, and 9 on page 554, and on to step 10. So step 10 on 554 tells me to start the trim command. So TR and just 1 enter. Then it tells me to select a bunch of lines to use as fences. And thankfully on 555 they've got figure 10.20. So I get the lower part of the fascia board. Got that one. And then out of these two that are together, I get the top one. And then out of these 7, I get that one and that one. So those are my fences. Those are the 4 that I'm using as fences. So hit enter, and now I can start trimming stuff back to that point. Okay, so page 555, 11A. Let's take this one step at a time. It says trim all of the horizontal lines to the right post line. Well, this must be the right post line, since they had us use that as a fence. So I take that to mean that they want us to trim all those, including that one, back, and then trim the top 4 deck lines again. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. In other words, the rail lines. Then trim the top 4 deck lines again, this time to the left post. So there, 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 and there. That's easy. And on to step B. Now I hope I'm right, but the way I read 11B is we're talking about these post lines, and it's talking about trimming these back to the soffit line. And then it says the other ones up to the 3rd, and I should be able to come back here and get that one off of there, get that one off there, and it automatically goes up to the 3rd. So you can see that that post is just sitting on the deck right there. So that actually looks pretty good. I think we're following along fine. And then C, next draw a short vertical line from the top to the bottom of the right post line to the lowest horizontal line, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, this is a deck here, and this needs a little line here. So I'll just escape to get out of that trim command, draw a line from that endpoint to there, and I think that's what they mean. And then save the current drawing as I-10-06 front deck. Okay, I can do that. Save as I-10-06 front deck. Save, and we're done. We are basically done with page 555.